Welcome to the Clarityfor People podcast, where we talk about everything personal development, getting coached, and becoming a coach in the pursuit of growth and greatness. Here is your host, Martina Magnery.
Welcome, folks. Martina Magnery here. As we stand on the cusp of a new year, it's that time again where we consider setting New Year's resolutions. Some of us don't bother anymore because we know it's a futile task. The problem often lies in the nature of resolutions themselves. They tend to be vague, overly ambitious, and not integrated into our actual lifestyles. When people set these kinds of goals, intentions are set high, but they set themselves up for failure from the start. That brings us to the basis of today's topic. Today we're taking a different turn. New Year's solutions, not resolutions. Rather than making resolutions, what if we approach the new year with a solution-oriented mindset? This podcast is a look at the psychology behind New Year's resolutions. Are you prepared to shift from resolutions that dissolve into thin air to solutions that stand the test of time? If you are, then listen up. The terms resolution and solution are often used interchangeably in everyday language, but they have distinct meanings, especially in specific contexts. A resolution is a firm decision to do or not do something. It's often used in the context of personal goals or intentions, especially around New Year. Here, a resolution is more about the decision-making process or the intent behind a goal. But sometimes intention falls short if there is some blocking belief that prevents you from actioning or maintaining your goal. As we all know, setting an intention is the easy part. I think all of us have set a New Year's resolution that never got off the ground, and this is usually due to some resistance or negative belief criteria preventing change. By altering these foundational perceptions, you can significantly shift your daily habits that lead to long-term gains. It becomes not just about what we want to do or change, but how we're going to do it. When you focus on solutions, you focus on actionable steps, concrete strategies, and measurable outcomes. They also require light bulb moments and a complete shift in perception. Now, Bruce Lipton, renowned cell biologist, someone that I absolutely love, once quoted, "Your perspective is always limited by how much you know. Expand your knowledge and you will transform your mind." He also quoted, "We can control our lives by controlling our perceptions." So that's an integral part of this whole process, is shifting our mindset. And there's a way to do this. I'll get into it. But here I'm going to reference one of my examples, one of my goals. Recently, I had a personal breakthrough when setting myself a goal, which has now evolved into a bigger long-term goal starting in the new year. So I set myself an outrageous goal. And the outrageous goal was to go from size 10 back to size 8, which I used to be in my earlier life, before kids and changes in hormones. What I'm referring to here is menopause, where your body flips out on you, and when you look in the mirror, you hardly even recognize yourself. You've been so busy working, looking after the family, that you don't even recognize your own body. You're not eating any more than you used to eat. You're still eating the same healthy diet, but your metabolism starts speaking a completely different foreign language. Anyone that's going through this knows what I'm talking about. I realized I had to do something drastic to change this because I just did not feel like myself. A while back, I came across a podcaster who stated that when fasting, your ego will resist and will tell you you are hungry. When I heard this, I scoffed and I told myself, no, that's my stomach that is crying out in misery for food, not my ego. However, recently I recalled those words and it suddenly made more sense to me. You see, for the last 6 months, I've been having protein shakes for breakfast, thinking that this was the way to substitute real food and lose weight. Well, boy, was I really wrong there. Although apparently protein powder is actually really good for building muscle before a workout. After many tins of protein powder, I had that light bulb moment that this is not working. This is not working for my weight loss goal. It came to me when I began to take a look at the history of humans and their meal intake. And all of this led me to my current goal, which is taking into the new year a curiosity about my ego and my eating habits, particularly the deeply ingrained belief that we need 3 meals a day. Is this a physiological necessity, or is there more to it? The structure of 3 meals a day is largely a cultural construct. It evolved in different ways across the world, heavily influenced by industrialization, work schedules, and even religious practices. It's more a product of social evolution than biological necessity. Now, this hit me like a ton of bricks. Let's dive into the psychological aspect. The ego, our sense of self, clings to routines and norms for a sense of control and identity. When it comes to eating, many of us have this internalized 3 meals a day norm to the point where it feels like an unquestionable truth. The ego thrives on structure and predictability. Eating patterns, like the 3 meals a day model, provide a framework that the ego latches onto for stability. Challenging or changing these patterns can often lead to a sense of discomfort or even identity crisis, as it forces the ego to adopt a new norm. I thought I would literally die if I didn't eat something as soon as I got up in the morning. Crazy, right? Building on that though, let's talk about fasting, an ancient practice that's gaining modern popularity. Fasting, whether it's intermittent or for longer periods, directly challenges the 3 meals a day mindset. As you might already know, fasting can be a powerful tool, not just for physical health, but for mental and emotional well-being. It encourages us to confront and understand our eating habits. This confrontation can lead to a significant shift in how we view food and how we view hunger, reducing the ego's hold on our eating patterns and opening us up to more intuitive eating. The 3 meals a day concept, while deeply ingrained, is not a biological imperative, but rather a societal construct. Fasting, or even just questioning our eating routines, offers an opportunity to break free from the ego's rigid structures. It invites us to listen more closely to our bodies and our needs, rather than adhering to external schedules and norms. And then I came across this ancient Indian Vedic saying, if you eat once a day, you are a yogi. A yogi is a spiritual person that has profound discipline. If you eat twice a day, you are a bhogi, which means you are indulgent. And if you eat 3 times a day, you are a rogi, which signifies being unhealthy and diseased. Reading this confirmed for me every other health tip I had been also reading. The idea of eating 3 times a day isn't necessary and could be actually causing digestive problems and overloading the system. Once I did this mental mind shift, I was able to grasp the ideas of fasting in a positive way. I have adopted the mindset that 2 meals a day instead of 3 is something not to dread after all. It was a relief and actually quite encouraging to hear that eating less often can psychologically be good for you, when I had always associated not eating with being hangry. Being hangry was my ego calling out for routine, calling out for familiarity, calling out for a regimented schedule. And something to add here is another mental mind shift I made. And that is that sometimes the body tells you it's hungry when it's actually thirsty, when you actually just need fluids, water. Anyways, let's talk about this intermittent fasting business. Some folks do the 16-8 method, where they eat for 8 hours and fast for 16, or the 5-2 method, where they eat normally for 5 days and then cut back on calories for 2 days. And this is why people are loving it. I'm just going to rattle off all the benefits. Weight loss, as we know. This is a biggie. It can help you lose weight. You'll end up eating less. Plus, it changes your hormone levels that help you to burn fat. It's like giving your body a new rhythm to follow. Better insulin sensitivity. Intermittent fasting is great for your insulin levels. This means your body gets better at using sugar, which lowers the risk of type 2 diabetes. Heart health. It's good for things like blood pressure, cholesterol, and other heart-related stuff. Brain boost. Your brain benefits from intermittent fasting by supporting neuron growth, and it fights brain aging. Lower cancer risk. There's some talk that intermittent fasting might help in preventing cancer. This is due to less stress on the cells and less likelihood of inflammation in the body. Longevity. This one's still a bit of a question mark, but some studies, especially animals, suggest intermittent fasting might help you live longer. Who doesn't want that? Cell cleanup. When you fast, your cells start a cleaning process. It's like a detox for your cells, getting rid of all the junk. Allowing space for that to happen is very beneficial. You will have a happier tummy. Giving your digestive system a break is also really beneficial. It's like hitting the restart button on your gut health. And your gut health has a domino effect on your mood. And that brings us to having a clearer mind generally. A lot of people say that they think clearer and focus better when they're doing intermittent fasting. It's like your brain works way better and more efficiently when your body isn't always digesting food. So many benefits, psychologically and physically. It's really a no-brainer and something that everyone should at least try. Unless you've got some health worries and you may want to check with your doctor first. Coming back to my weight loss journey, I am now starting to mindfully listen to my body when it's hungry, rather than just sit and eat at the usual habitual times. Eating a piece of fruit in the morning can get me through to lunch, just like a protein shake once did. And there are those that are also reporting that eating 3 meals a day actually makes you hungrier for some bizarre reason. There may be some scientific evidence that supports this. All I know is I am less hungry than I used to be because I think the body just acclimatizes. And so I've done my cost-benefit analysis. This is a crucial part of creating new habits. As far as I'm concerned, there are absolutely no costs for me in applying this fasting regime, only benefits. However, there has been a game-changing methodology that supports new habits and has helped me change my eating habits. It's something I want to discuss. It is a 3-pronged approach that I use, and I'll share with you the first protocol. Now, when I'm processing any new idea or creating a new habit, I do an EMDR session or 2 on myself to lock in that new goal. Solution-focused EMDR is a great way to create new habits, as it gets the left and right hemispheres of the brain activated so you can rationalize any goal or any problem way more effectively and efficiently. And any resistance or negative belief criteria that is preventing change gets desensitized using EMDR. So what is EMDR? EMDR stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, and it's a psychotherapy technique known for treating trauma. But solution-focused EMDR, on the other hand, incorporates principles of solution-focused therapy, which emphasizes desired outcomes and future goals, rather than past traumas or problems. This approach is particularly effective in helping individuals identify and solidify their goals. So it's absolutely perfect for creating New Year's solutions. Remember, solutions, not resolutions. The EMDR process helps in consolidating these positive goals and beliefs, making it easier for the individual to break free from old patterns and embrace new, healthier ones. Now, self-administered solution-focused EMDR is something I train my clients to do so that they can lock in any new habit or belief at home at will. This is the way they can improve their chances of making lasting change. It is part of a three-pronged approach at Clarityfor. And this three-pronged approach can literally work for anything. I mean, I've spoken about weight loss today, but it can change your concept of self, your career prospects, your confidence level. It can change just about anything. I know that sounds magical, but you know what? It is actually magical. However, it's also evidence-based. It's got more clinical trials supporting it than any other therapy. So if you would like to learn how to do self-administered solution-focused EMDR, if you would like to learn how to lock in those new beliefs at a subconscious level using the protocols, the three-pronged approach that we offer here at Clarityfor, then email me. Anyone who is interested in doing a deep dive into personal development, leveling up, anyone who wants to reinvent themselves, anyone who wants to be better than they were yesterday, will want to learn this methodology because it works at a psychological level and a cellular level. I will give you more information about all of this in another podcast. But enough said today. I've just shared my goal for the new year to limit my food intake, to incorporate intermittent fasting, but to do it incrementally over time so it doesn't feel like a fad. Because remember, New Year's resolutions have a tendency to fail. The solution, the New Year's solution, is to gradually build up to your goal. For me, that is reducing my food intake and making 2 meals a day a way of life, but doing it gradually so I don't go into shock. And I'm on point. I'm not going to shame myself. That's not part of the process. I'm just going to go easy, be kind to myself. Anyone creating any new lifestyle change, anyone solidifying any new habit needs to be patient, needs to show themselves compassion. And if you have the tools and the methodology to support you, you will achieve your goals beyond your greatest expectations. Enough for me today. Again, if you would love to train up in self-administered solution-focused EMDR, you can contact me through our website at clarityfor.com. I hope this episode inspires you to explore new methods for personal growth and achieve your objectives. Because very often you can't do it alone. Reaching out for help is often the best thing you'll ever do in your life. Stay connected, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay on your path of self-discovery. Until next time, it's Martina Magnery here, signing out with my last few words of motivation to keep you on track. Words from your personal development cheerleader. Do it. Make your dreams come true. You can do it. Nothing is impossible. Make your dreams come true. You can do it. Yes, you can. And on that note, Stay tuned for the next episode. Bye for now, and ciao.
Thank you for listening. If you found value in today's episode, hitting the like or subscribe buttons or by leaving a comment is a great way to support our channel. For more info on our evidence-informed coaching programs and coaching certifications, go to clarityfor.com and sign up for our newsletter.